I had a friend who started playing the game and he kind of got lost, so I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll make a kind of tutorial around the game. Once you sign up and you install it, this is kind of the interface that you're in. You have your basic menus here, including options, graphics, sound, voice chat. You can turn that on or off. You can play with the settings depending on how hard you want to push things. VSync, 60 frames a second or not. Various things there. These options here you don't need to mess with in the beginning, but they expand the game later. User missions, custom battles, world war, single missions. They add elements. Once you get the basics, you can start to have a look in there. Under community, you've got your replays, so you can actually view your replays. But to get into the main section here, you have your countries and your planes, or your vehicles. Let's just have a look here. If I go to the USA, I'm only starting out in the USA, and depending on which battle you choose, these are the different battles that you can choose from. I tend to play air battles, and I tend to choose the arcade mode. So in the beginning you get your base starter planes. So let's see, what have I got? Which country have I not started with? Okay, so this is like what you'd get at the very beginning. You get a very limited set of planes set at the beginning of the period, so pre-war period, let's call it that. So they're mainly biplanes or early monoplanes. If you look at your research, these are the trees that you will research. These are premium planes that you kind of have to pay for. And these are the free planes that you can develop as you fly. So if you do research, then when you play missions, the research points that you gather will tally up, and this plane will get researched, and then you can, in essence, you can add it here by choosing a crew and then choosing the plane. So if I choose a vehicle now, in fact let me choose something else here, let's see what I can do. Do I have another one that I can choose? Choose a crew. So when you do that, you choose a crew and then you'll select one of these crews down here. So basically you research planes as you play the game, and you get better and better planes as time goes by. You can buy the premium add-ons, which give you these golden eagles, and they give you an elevated rate of income for research points and stuff. I've never done it. I've just played the base game, just researched the game. My Brit tree is relatively well researched, and I tend to play the lower rank stuff because the lower rank things have a lower lethality, let's call it that, a lower lethality where there's mostly machine guns rather than cannons. It's not always true, but in a general sense the lower level planes are more even, I would say, in terms of pilot v pilot work. Later planes, faster, more powerful, carrying heavier weapons. So that's the basics of that. Each time you log in, you get some reward type points that you can choose, and that's a booster that I've just clicked on there. So that will give me 10% additional research points when I fly a mission. So let's get into flying a mission. I'm going to choose the air arcade. I've got my planes down here. So we choose to go to battle. Sometimes this can take a little bit of time to get into a battle. You'll be presented with a map. This is the enemy in red, and your side is in blue. So there's some bases the enemy will try and bomb, some targets the enemy will try and bomb, your own airfield the enemy will try and bomb. This is the fighter start point, and that is the bomber start point. So if you take a bomber like this, you'll start further back. If you take a fighter like this, you'll start further forwards. The weapon loadout of each plane varies. So my Spitfire has this, and I can choose these different weapons. I can also choose the range that I want to try and be effective with. There's a black circle when you fly that is in front of you in terms of being an aim point. If you're at 400, then it's kind of where the circle is. If you're closer than 400, then you need to be between the plane and the circle. And if you're more than 400, you need to be beyond the circle and the plane, so ahead, because you're further distance out. And the weapons lose their effectiveness over distance. So you can see here that this has, at 500 meters, it can go through 7mm, 6mm, and 3mm, depending on the deflection that you've got. So you get a rapid drop-off if you go beyond a certain point. So I'm in the Spitfire now, and just to cover some quick things about the view, if you hit F2, it gives you the in-cockpit. If you hold C, that lets you look around just using the mouse, which is kind of cool. If you hit F3, that gives you the exterior view of the plane. And again, you can hit C to look around, so it gives you the view all around. You can just, if you're holding C, when you let go, it pops back to the frontal view. My favourite view is F4, which is just the straight, no cockpit, no blocking. You get a wide open view of things, and you can see what's going on all around you. And again, if you hold C down, you can basically look around your environment and have a look and see what's going on. You have a radar map to the right. So this map to the top right hand corner shows I'm heading east now. I've got the our airfield is below me here. There's the airfield, and if I look to the right, there's all the enemy stuff there, and you can see it's highlighted in red, and there's like a triangle which is my view that is scrolling around now. So that gives me a view of where I'm looking. I'm going to go and hunt this plane here. There's the black circle, and got him. I'm going to go down into the mix here. In arcade mode, when you run out of ammo, the plane will reload after a certain amount of seconds, depending on how well developed the plane is. Oop! That was a collision. And my plane is probably very smashed up. There we go. Not in a good place. So I'm going to jump out, hit J to jump out. And I jump out of the plane. I get to choose. If you have backups, you can fly another plane of the same kind. If not, you've got to choose a different plane. So I'm going to choose the Sunderland Mark V now, which is one of my favourite planes. And I'm going to go straight to F4, which takes me inside the cockpit but with the full view. And again, you can look around using the C key. The Sunderland is, the Mark V at any rate, has a rear gun turret, a top turret, two side turrets. It's got some front guns and a front turret. So it actually flies well. It's obviously a slow plane, but it flies well. And I'm going to go after this yak here. He's coming right at me, but I'll give him the berries and see what we can do. My front turret's opened up, and I'm loading up with my front guns, and I got him. Now my front of my plane is damaged there. You can see to the left an image of my plane. The front of the plane is pretty shot up. Let's have a look. Let's press C to go and have a look. So we've got a few bullet holes in the front, but nothing's going to stop us right now. So I've hit the F4 key again, and now I'm in this view. And again, you can flip to the F3, which gives you, the F2 gives you in cockpit. And you can look around. Not quite as luxurious as some other cockpits, but adequate for giving you a bit of feel for the way of things. Now I'm going to go to the F4 view, and that SB2M, I'm going to see if I can latch on and have a go at him. There's also a MiG-3 down here, which I could, I'm just using the C key to look down. I could have a go at him, but there's already two guys chasing him, so this SB2M is probably even in terms of speed as I'm in this old big bird. And what have we got behind us? Anybody chasing? No, we're in the clear at the moment. So this SB2M is a Russian plane that we're going to go and hunt. It's a twin-engined. He's trying to dive away from that MiG-3, but he's coming in my vicinity there. So let's join the fun. I'm going to plan to get ahead of him. Another plane has joined the fun there, and that SB2M is in pretty big trouble. He's bombing, but he's going to come up into my sights here, I think, with a bit of luck. And we got him. Well, I didn't get him. I only got a partial reward there. A third of a kill, laddie. A third. So, there's a MiG-3 here I'm going to go in, get involved with. Got him. Okay, we've got a Yak 2 over here. He's down. And there is something else here on the radar. Another SB2M, but he's way up there. It'll take me an age to get up there in this old bucket. So I'm going to turn into... maybe I'll get a... I was going to say maybe I'll get a piece of that Yak 2 yet, but maybe not. So bombing, on this F4 view you can see the crosshair below me here. This is the crosshair of the 8 bombs that I've got available. So in this F4 view I'm able to pick my target. Let's see this sandy area here. Let's say I wanted to drop bombs. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with my space bar, and I bowl out, and then I look at below and we'll see there's the bombs hitting. Bombing is pretty simple in the game, but it's hard to be super effective with the bombs sometimes. I got an I-153 coming right at me here. He means business, and so do I. Yeah, he got me. That guy's, although he's a biplane, he's got cannons. So let's take the Hurricane out. Good old Hurry bomber. It's got some rockets and some machine guns. So with rockets, the bombs are space and the rockets are control, so I'll just loose off my 6 rockets, and if you look to the left here it says 35 seconds until I get new rockets, which seems a bit short, but it is what it is. Now I've got a plane somewhere around here. Where is it? Where is it? It's close in my vicinity here. I think there's a plane on my tail. There it is. BF 109. He wants to dance. And he got me. I'm in another hurricane here. This is an old sea hurricane. The top bar, where it's showing blue and red, indicates who's winning. We're winning. Red is about to lose. That's what that bar indicates over there. And that's the end of the mission. So you'll get your scores. Various items here. Here's your reward for winning, which is some lions. You got your modification research. So this is what counts towards your next plane research. Your vehicle research there. Sorry, let me get this right. The modifications research lets you take a plane that's new and then it improves the features of the plane, like it gives you a new supercharger or makes the guns better or whatever. Your vehicle research is what goes towards the next vehicle you're researching. So if I come out of that now, there's an additional thing that you need to get used to, which is the crew points. Crew points are when you right click, you've got crew, and you get a certain number of points as you fly missions, and you can improve the qualities of your crew members when you set this up. There's also the option to do this qualification that advances the crews as well, and early on it's relatively cheap. I advise anyone not to spend golden eagles, but save up your lions, do your missions, and then do the upgrades that make sense here. What can I do here for my 270 points? Nothing much right now. I've got to play a bit more to get that. So on that first crew here on this Hamden, I don't really have much I can do, but what about this plane? 252. Could do that, couldn't I? Just chuck that on there. Apply. Qualification. Is there any cheap and easy qualifications I could do? Let's upgrade that. And this gives you the elevated groupings for the crew points that it gives you when you do the qualification. Earlier planes are much cheaper. Later planes cost a lot more to bump that. So let's have a look at this hurricane. Are there any cheap qualifications I can do? What about this one? Is there any cheap ones that I can do? What about this one? Is there any reasonably good value ones that I can do? Not per se. No cheapies amongst that. So nothing I can really do there now. So I'm now ready to fly another mission. Let's go to battle. The battles you go to vary in terms of what the missions are. Some have more ground targets, some are air battles, some are other things. So and take Spitfire here. Hit my F4 view, which is the favoured view that I've got. I'm going to have a quick look around, make sure I'm not going to ram anybody in my movement. They did a beautiful job with this game, I have to say. It does look beautiful. Because I'm flying an air battle, height and energy are an important factor in the game, and you have to be a little bit aware of some of that. Even though it's arcade mode, you have to be aware that height and speed and energy are all important assets for you. Once you have no energy, you're pretty much a sitting duck if people have you in range, and you can't run. You can turn somewhat, but once you're turning, you're losing energy. So this F4F, which I'm going to close in rapidly here, see if I can catch him. He's turning himself, so bye bye F4. Now my speed is 400 miles per hour. So what I use with that speed, and at least for now, is I'm going to climb out of the fight, and I'm going to look again to get a height advantage over any opponent in the vicinity, and then I would hope to have a speed. Now I've got MiG. What do I got there? That's that MiG-3 way above is tangoing with that 0. I have 280 miles an hour. I may be able to get into that fight. The 0's on fire. That MiG is lucky because the 0's a better plane. There's the MiG down, and again I've been in a slight dive, so I got 400 miles an hour, so I'm going to nose up a bit. I'm going to have a look around, make sure I'm not getting bounced on by anything, and I'm going to climb back out. I think I've got that P-39 there. He's tracking me, but I have a height advantage, so let's see whether he keeps on coming, or whether he peels off to go after someone else. I think he's peeling off to attack the IL-4, I think. So, let's find another plausible target for us here. That P40 is probably going to be my target. The F2A maybe, or even this P400. In fact, the P400 is the one that's the closest distance. I should be able to roll in on his stern and catch him cold with a bit of luck. I'm now doing 530 miles an hour. I don't think anyone's going to be able to interfere with my mission, so I'm going to close in, and with a little bit of luck, I'm going to catch him stone cold. I didn't get him. Oh, it's costing me energy to stay with him now. I'm having to get in a turning fight, but anyway. He won't outmaneuver me, I don't think, but someone else is on me. Got him. And then I was got by someone else, so... But 3 kills. Let's see. Let's take the Hurricane out for a run. No one in the close vicinity at this point. So... I'm just gonna head towards these enemy aircraft. The rockets have a range about 3 miles. And they fall away rapidly after like a mile and a half. So they're really hard to use at any distance. I'll fire them off here, but I'll miss that by a lot, I think. Let's see where they do land. Let's watch where they land. I'm not sure that I saw where they went, but anyway. P40 is coming in here again. P40 has 650 cals. And he has done me in there, but I think he suffered himself. Take the old Sunderland out for a run. Again, I hit my F4 key, go to this view, and Sunderland is like a 220 mile an hour plane. It doesn't really go a lot quicker than that on the flat. And it won't really get past 300 in a full-on dive, so it's never really quick in any circumstance. Its big wings allow it to commit to quite good maneuverability, though. You can chuck it around quite a lot for a big old bird. And it does have those front guns that allow you to treat it like a bit of a fighter plane, as mad as that sounds. I will attempt to demonstrate by going down into the mix, but let's see how we do. I'll dump my bomb load because then you have a little less weight on while I'm dogfighting. Now, Mr. Spitfire, let's tango. Let's dance. Oh, he's down. Oop, something's on my tail. And whatever that was, that really took me to pieces. It's a Lag 3. I'm guessing it's got cannons, but yeah, it tore me to shreds there. So if you hold tab, you get a list of the 2 teams. My team's on the left here, and you get the various scores and things that people have got. Bombing, enemy kill assist, naval targets, ground units, air targets, number of deaths. score. So you can gauge how the match is going, whether it's on yours. You can find out who their best player is, for example, who in this case was Hedgehog 16, but he's left the game. So it's Hogzor now is the next one up with 4 kills. I got a P40 here that wants to dance. Let's go. Let's have some fun with that. A small advantage of the Sunderland front turret, of course, is I don't have to be absolutely stern on this guy. The turret will fire at him from different angles. So you can run, but you can't hide. Letting my front turret do the work here. Okay, I got company now, so it's all going to get very exciting. My plane is shot to ribbons. Ah! Somebody got me. I had 3 on me there. It's getting very hectic. I got a kill assist. And the match is nearly over. Do I bother? Match is very close to being finished here. That'll be the end. Came 6th in the team. I got a reward. Gives me something. I'll accept that. Player statistics, awards, battle tasks, log, and chat history. Just in case you're pondering how other vehicles work, when you go to different presets, you can amend your presets and put new planes in. But here I have a tank preset for the tank game. I don't really play much tanks, but if you build a vehicle preset, when you go research, you've got your army. So this is your tank, research, helicopters, aviation, and fleet. I tend to play aviation. I've got my aircraft, but you can build other things, and then once you've done that, you can partake in the different combat games that go on. So it doesn't really get much more complex than that. It sometimes perhaps seems more complex than it is, and that about covers it, I think.